Hello guys, welcome again to this tutorial, and today we are going to talk about scripting part 1. But today we only talk about intro to Linux scripting till decision making. That means I'll be stopping from decision making. And part 2 will come soon and it will cover the advanced scripting. Then I'll be starting from functions to app. So the other tutorial was in Kinyarwanda, so this is why also here I will be mixing Kinyarwanda and English. And for those who don't know Kinyarwanda, so they'll be benefiting from the small link that I'll be mixing. And for those who understand Kinyarwanda, then we go together. So all of the commands that I'll be writing in this tutorial, you will be finding all the commands in the link in the subscription below. So in the comments below the video, you will find the link of the commands that I wrote today. So we got to start, okay? Kadutangire rero, murabizi yuko kugira dukoreshe scripting tugomba kuba tuzi neza commands. Niba tutazi commands biratugora cyane kugira dukoreshe scripting. Ni ukuvuga ni urugero ibyandikwa muri command, ibyandikwa muri scripting bigomba kuba biraninga muri commands. Dufashe nk'urugero tuvuze echo hello world, echo hello world, ni ukuvuga hello world iraza ibe displayed muri command. So kubera yuko iyi command ishobora kuraninga as the command itself, dushobora no kuyikoresha muri scripting. Scripting rero nta kindi uretse set of commands, ni ukuvuga wafashe commands zose uzishyira hamwe ziza kubyara ikintu kimwe. Ntabwo buri bibazo byose byo muri scripting bikemurwa na command, ahubwo hari igihe bisaba yuko ukombininga commands nyinshi kugira ngo ushobore gukemura ikibazo. So aho ngaho rero niho scripting izira. Aha rero kugira ngo tuze gukoresha scripting turabanza tumenye the history of scripting. So here the history of scripting then, let me first of all cat etc shell. So let me see this. So aha hari ama shells tugira menshi. Iya mbere ni shell. Iyi shell buri gihe ama resources zayo ziba ziri saved muri bin/shell. Iyi shell ni nkaho twakwita the original shell. Then iyo turi gukoresha yindi hano ni bash. Bash bisobanuye born again shell. Bishatse kuvuga ko ni improved shell. Harimo improvement zagiye zikorwa bivuye muri zino shell. So tugira dash shell, tukagira rb shell, tukagira n'izindi nyinshi zatungutse na screen. So all of these things, so twebwe uyu munsi turaza gukoresha bash. So ni ukuvuga ngaho ushobora kureba which shell am I using. Ni ukuvuga ngaho if you want to see all the shells that are available, so you can see them from here. And shells are nothing other than the command interpreter. So then here we are going to go. So ikintu cya mbere tugiye kubanza kureba, so which shell am I using then? Which shell? Let me say for example which shell. So I'm sorry, let me echo, before I echo let me put $sign. Okay, echo $0. So for me I'm using bash shell. So if you put this command echo $0 uba uri kureba which shell are you using. Ni ukuvuga rero ni byiza kubanza kumenya nihe shell uri gukoresha, kubera ko linye ya mbere ya shell script yawe izaba ifite the directory where your shell is. Kubera ko ndi gukoresha shell, ni ukuvuga rero buri script yanjye ndajya nyandikaho linye ya mbere ariyo bin bash. I think we are together. So dukomeje rero kuri cya kibazo twari twakoze cyo guprintinga hello world, ushobora kuvuga ngo so let me call this okay using. So to create a file twabonye ko creating a file hari command nyinshi dushobora gukoresha. Dushobora gukoresha attach, dushobora gukoresha vi, dushobora gukoresha cat, dushobora gukoresha na nano. So ariko iri recommended for the academic is vi, but me I will use nano kubera ko nano ikora nka notepad sound. So kubera ko twabonye ko turi gukoresha bash, then umurongo wa mbere na mbere uzajya uba uri kutwereka which shell are you using. So for me it is bin bash, that means I'm using bash which is saved in my bin. Twibuke yuko n'ubwo bwose ibi ngibi biba byabaye insulted, ariko urabona ko nashyizeho the sign igaragaza ko ari comment, so there's nothing that is going to be run igenda running. So let me say then for example echo hello world. That means I'm going to populate what I want, hello world. So after this then I run. So kugira ngo ndaninge ya command yanjye ya script yanjye, tuzi yuko dukoresha this, then I put the name of the file practice. So you can see that barambwiye permission denied. Tuzi yuko buri file iba ifite 3 permissions. Ni izihe? Tuzibukiranye ni uko tuzi yuko tugira read permission, write permission na execute permission. Ni ukuvuga here I'm executing a file that is not having permission zo kuba executed. Ni ukuvuga twabonye yuko dukoresha ls-r kugira turebe the files along with their permissions, then uraza kubona yuko file yanjye ifite read na write gusa. So icyo ngomba gukora then ni uko ngomba kuyiha execute permission. So kugira tuyihe execute permission twabonye yuko dukoresha chmod change mode, then plus execute permission, then my file which is practice. So if I run the command again, then you can see that now it is running. Are you getting me? So ni ukuvuga rero what we need only, so then murabona yuko there's nothing which is difficult igihe uzi command uburyo umuntu ayiraninga mu buryo busanzwe. Ikiba gisigaye aba ari ugufata noneho ya command ukayishyira muri script, then ya script wayishyizemo cyangwa ya file wayishyizemo igomba kuba ari executable file. Nimba itari executable file ugomba guhita uyiha permission yo kuba executed. So let me go again to my nano practice. So let me say for example this is my first command. This is my first command. This is my first script. Then I want to show my bash. Thus I want to show my bash version. So you can also see what is your home directory. So echo my home. Muri kubaka ko bino izi ngizi ni environment variables ziba ziri predefined muri system yacu. What we only need is to call them and we use them. Are you getting me? So there's nothing that I am doing other than calling these environment variables. Then let me go again and I run my practice. Uraza kubona this is my first script. So njye ndi gukoresha bin bash, and then in my bin bash, okay, so you can see that here I'm able to write out the message that has been provided by the user, then which the directory of my bash, the version of my bash, which is my home directory. My home directory is Gwiza, ari naho ndi gukorera. So my working directory is also Gwiza. So then tumaze kubona ku buryo dushobora noneho kwinsertinga sa kwinitializinga any value twanze tukadisplayinga. So let's see then how can we get the input from the user. To your core application we are going to do a program that will help the user, like the user will enter, the user enters the name, then my script will be telling welcome dear last name. So this is the script that we are going to do. Then let me go back to my practice. So then I'm going to edit my script. Then what will I tell to the user here? I will tell him please enter your name, please enter your name. Then nyuma yo kwinjiza name, then I'm going to read that the name entered by the user, then I will echo out the name that the user has entered. Ariko turibuka yuko ahangaha ntabwo ndi buhite mvuga mpamagara name gusa, ahubwo twabonye ko turi bwongereho welcome. So let me even just say welcome dear, then name. So this also works. Then let me run my practice. So please enter your name. Let me say this guy is called Siborurema Emmanuel. uyu ni umupro wanjye. So then it will tell welcome dear Sibarureme Emmanuel. So you can see that whatever the user is entering, so we can be able to print out what the user has entered. So then we are able to get the input from the user. Hari ikintu cyinshi rero abantu benshi bajya bakunda kugiraho nk'ikibazo. So let me say for example, ahangaha we are calling, for example, let me say I'm going to show you a very small error abantu benshi cyane bajya bakora. So Linux programming ni programming izindi programming zose, bishatse kuvuga ko uburyo bwo creating a variable ni bumwe kuri buri byose. So let me say for example echo, so let me say welcome, then in my welcome let me say for example 10 number, which is equal to let me say decimals. Then here I'm going to echo out then my decimal. No, I'm going to output my 10 numbers. So you can see that na creating the variable yitwa 10 number, then ngiye kuyiprinting iraza guhita imbwira welcome decimal. Are we together? So ariko ahangaha when you run, so you will see that there is welcome only, but here there is 10 number decimal command not found. So bishatse kuvuga yuko nkuko twabonye mu yandi ma programming language twabonye yuko utemerewe creating a variable starting with an integer. So that means what I need only is to change my variable name. Then after changing my variable name, then here I am sure that it will run. So then it will tell me welcome decimal. Navuga iki kintu nanone muzagende mukirinda. Ugiye creating any variable to hold your values, then don't start with a number. I think we are together. So then for example here twabonye ko umuntu ashobora gushyiramo izina tukariprinting out. Then reka turebe dushobora kubazwa ngo reka dukore application izajya idufasha kugira ngo tubwire umuyobozi ashyiremo username, ashyiremo na password. Ariko tuzi yuko igihe umuyobozi ari gushyiramo password, it should be a secure print, bigomba kuba biri secured. So then ahangaha bivuze yuko igihe umuyobozi ari kwandikamo password nta muntu umwe wemerewe kuyireba. So let me just start to show you how to do it. For example, you can say I want, so I'm going to show you another way of printing and receiving. So let me say read, then I use the print. That means here in my print I'm going to tell to the user enter your username. Let me say enter username. Then here I'm going to receive my username. Then here also let me also read. Here it is not okay. Let me just first start with this one. Then let me say enter password. Then here it will be password. Then from here, then let me say for example that I want to leave a new line. Then here I'm going to print out, so echo your username. For example, your username is, then username, so this is an example. Your username is username, and echo, so let me say this, your password is, then my password. So then let me run this. Then I say enter username, and I say for example I have my, Then the user put in password. Let me say that password is also Gwiza, but you can see that here. So the username is Gwiza and the password is Gwiza, but the problem is that we don't want this to be printed out. So then in order to make this not to be printed out, what you have to put here, it is a flag called secure. So if you put SP, that means it is going to be a secure print, and whatever what is going to be printed by the user will not be seen by any other user. Let me say, what is your username? Gwiza. And the password, you can see that password is not being printed out, but if I just run, you can see that the password is being got from the user. So this is how then we can make a secure print. That means you want to print something, and when someone is entering something, so the buffer will be receiving what the user is entering, ariko ntibibe seen by anyone else apart from the one who is writing. Okay, so then this is okay. Sometimes then we want to receive the values from the user, but we got to receive all of them in the array. So that means in the array, we all knows that an array will be having the return type, and also the size of the array, and also the array name. But here what I want to emphasize is that the first method of receiving the array elements without using the other size, but uko dusanzwe tubikora n'ubundi hose, so na hano naho turakoresha subscription method so that we can subscribe the first element, second element, third element. So then from here, let me say, for example, enter all names on one line, so then here I will read names like this, but if you want to make it as an array, you will put -a, which is a flag A, and this one also. Then after this, let me say, for example, I want to echo names are, tujye kuri first element. The first element will be my names, then subscription of 0. Second element, let me say for example, second element is which one? Sorry, so it is the same. Then I put names, for example, I put names 2. Then I'm going to run this. So then enter all names on one line. Let me say Emmanuel, Eric, Gilles, Junior, so all of the names. But if I print, so I will only print Emmanuel and Gilles. Why? I will print only from 0 and 2. So this is the subscription that I did. The subscription will be which element do you want to access to. As you array, the first element will be starting from index 0, second element index 1, till the last element, which will be equal to size -1. So this is how we can read from an array. So then from here, ikindi tugiye gukurikiza, tugiye kureba noneho ni ryari. Tuzi yuko nko muri Windows, iyo umuntu yanditse ibintu ntabisevinge, cyane cyane biba biri muri temp, roaming/temp, niho ushobora gukura values y'ibintu utasevinze. But here, if I say, for example, I read something, so let me give you an example. So let me say the entered value is, then here, for example, I didn't read these names. For example, I only wrote read, so that means there's nothing that I was reading, right? So then from here, I can say the entered value is slash, then reply. So that means if I use it like this reply, it is a variable that is holding whatever the user is replying, kandi nta variable wegeze uspecifying iza kubifata. So let me say welcome here. So you can see the entered value is welcome here. So no kuvuga, so for you, you can use read, so if you use read uzahabwaho kwandika nibwo bwose utaba washyizeho variable iri buhodingaho ko ibyo wanditse reply izaba ibigufitiye. So this is how we can have this the value entered by the user but without providing the variable that will be holding the other value. So reka noneho dukomeze turebe how can we then tugiye kureba noneho how can we pass arguments in a script cyangwa how can we read values, how can we pass arguments in a script. So you can tell the user, let me go back to my script, which is nano practice. Then I am going to tell to the user enter numbers. For example, I tell him enter number, even let me say enter numbers. Then from here then I can echo the first number that the user has entered, the second element that the user has entered, the third element that the user has entered. So let me run this of mine. So I go to my practice, then I say, so the entered element, so what is this? Okay, let me even just remove this. Sorry. Oh, I used nano this one. I'm sorry, it is not nano, but it is bash, right? So you can see that my entered numbers are this one. So let me go back to my nano. So let me say, for example, echo the arguments are so if I just prove, for example, like this, so the arguments are these ones. So then after receiving this thing from the user's input, ushobora kuzikorera arithmetic operations. Turaza kubigeraho nitubigeraho turaza kureba how can we do it. So then ushobora nanone no gupasinga arguments as an array, uko tubonye ko ushobora gupasinga these arguments like this, but also we can pass the arguments as an array. So let's see then how can we pass the arguments as an array. So then I am going to write the script that will be helping us in that. So let me say, for example, I'm having my elements, and my elements, let me say my elements are equal to, then let me say it's an example. So here there is something that I will need. The first one is my sign, the sign that I'll be printing out, and then here I can equal those arguments. So let me try to pull out the first one, then it will be my elements at index 0. Then I have the next one, which is, for example, the element at index 3. This is an example. Then here I can say I want also to print out the number of arguments. So if I want to print out the number of arguments, I will need only to use this sign, then $. So if I want to print out then let me I'm sorry. So let me say the arguments zose n'izi ngizi. So then here the first argument is equal to 34, and then how many arguments have I passed? 3 arguments. So you can see that then we can also have the arguments as an array. So you can only use the subscription, and this subscription will be helping you to receive these things. So let me say that then we have finished this one. Uvuga ibintu twabonye kugeza ubu ngubu, ibintu bijyanye na single variables ndumva nta kibazo kiriho. Turaza kongera kubibona ibindi nitugera kuri operators. How can we use the operators like arithmetic operators, plus, minus, multiply, and something like that. And here I want us to talk about decision making. And then on decision making, we know that on decision making we have two types of decision making. So we have two types of decision making, and the first one is what we call selection statement, and the second one is what we call repetition. And on selection statement, notice that tukabona if, tukabona if else, something like that, tukabona switch. Then on repetitive statement is where we are having our loops. So tugiye kureba this if and switch, if else, nested if, something like that. And also here we will also add some operators like AND operator, like OR operator, and also AND like this, and all like this, or what we can call AND all. So ibi nibyo tugiye kureba. Reka tubanze tutangire wenda ku promoting umunyeshuri wimutse Linux. So we know that kugira umunyeshuri wimuke Linux nuko agomba kuba afite above 50 marks in that course. Then let's write the script that will be helping us to check whether the student has passed in Linux. So I think ibi byose muri kubibona. So ugeze aho ushaka kwandika code, you can pause the video, then ukandika code. So enter your marks. Then in entering my marks, so I will be reading something, right? Let me say I'm reading marks. So ikintu tugomba gukora, then we are going to check if. Hano kuri if yacu kimara kwandika if, ugomba gusiga umwanya umwe, then you write this, ukinjiramo naho ugasigamo umwanya, then you write, then if marks is greater than or equal to 50. So ahangaha rero hari operators. Here there are some symbols that I want us to have the same meaning on them. Iya mbere ni igihe dufite greater than, greater, igihe dufite less, igihe dufite greater or equal, igihe dufite less or equal, n'igihe dufite equal. So igihe dufite greater than, greater, muri Linux dukoresha GT, the flag GT. Igihe biri kuri numbers, byaba biri kuri letters tugakoresha the greater isanzwe. This is for numbers and this is for characters. Then igihe dufite less, then dukoresha LT, cyangwa tukaba dukoresha the other characters tugakoresha iriya symbol, this symbol. Igihe dufite greater than or equal dukoresha GE, then tukaba dukoresha characters tugakoresha greater than, greater than or equal. So igihe dufite less than or equal, then dukoresha less than or equal, cyangwa tugakoresha this character. So igihe dufite then equal, then dukoresha equal. This is the flag. So this flag rero nizo tugiye gukoresha kubera ko twe turi gushaka ahantu buri wese afite amanota greater than or equal, so tuza gukoresha this flag. So this is why you can see that I'm putting this here. Ahangaha rero uhita ushyiraho then, which means the end, the starting of the if, and then here the closing of the if. Then here I will say echo success, echo success. So bishatse kuvuga, let me run my program and then we see. So if I run my program, it will say, then it will be telling me success. But if I put, for example, 44, you can see that there is no message because I didn't provide my else statement. Then here I need to go to my practice. Then here before end of if, then I put my else. Then here I will say echo fail. so that the one will be understanding that he has failed. So then let me bash my practice, enter your marks, then 22, then it will tell me that I have failed. So you can see that this is the command that can help us to check whether someone has passed in a course or he has not passed. So ibi ngibi bidufasha kugira ngo tumenye nimba umuntu yapasinze cyangwa nimba atapasinze. Then in ukuvuga rero ahangaha from here there's another thing that I'm going to do. Which thing? For example, admission process. Tuzi ko muri admission process hari ibigo bimwe na bimwe bijya biha abanyeshuri babo ikizamini, bakabaha math, bakabaha na English, then waba ufite greater than or equal ya 50 muri math, unanafite greater than or equal ya 50 muri English, then uyu muntu ahita aba uwo bita university student. Are you getting me? University student. Igihe ufite greater than or equal ya 50 mu mibare no mu cyongereza uraza kuba university student. So then igihe noneho afite less than or equal less than 50 muri English, muri math, then less than muri English, then ubu witwa pre-university student. Then noneho igihe ufite greater than or equal muri math ariko hano ufite less than 50 muri English, ufata icyo bita English level. Then the condition ya nyuma ni igihe noneho mu mibare ariho ufite makeya, then ahangaha uhita ufata icyo twita math level. So let's do this program izajya dushyirira umuntu muri kimwe muri ibi byiciro dukoresheje if. Kuvuga ariko dushobora gukoresha switch akajya ashyiramo imibare, ariko ikibi cya switch ni uko igomba kuba ari exact case. So this is why here we need to use if statement other than switch statement. So let me clear this code. Icyo turi kubona ni uko uyu muntu agomba kugira greater than or equal ya 50 mu mibare, then akongera akanagira na greater than or equal no mu cyongereza. Hari ibintu bitatu ngiye kubereka dushobora gusakiraho and. So icya mbere ni igihe dushobora kuza then tugashyiraho -a, then nkaza nkagira. So that means okay, that means here I need first of all to receive 2 marks. So this is math, and also I just tell him echo let me don't use this equals of mine, so let me use the other read. Minus p, then here I put math, then here I write math. So here also I read minus p, then English, then which will be English. Okay, then from here, then icyo ndibuze gukina ndaza kureba mbese muri math afite amanota arenze 50, ikindi bwongere kureba nondera muri mbese muri English and English. So in my English then it has to be like that, and English is greater than or equal to 50. Uyu muntu azaba yatsinze. So let me run my program again, and then I say enter your math marks, then chema utaturagenwe murabona ni success. Ariko reka nshyiremo 44 na 22 urabona it is fail. Ariko ntabwo turi gushaka success na fail gusa, ahubwo turaza gushaka noneho n'igihe ari buze gufatira math level, English level, then up to university. I think you are getting me. Ubwo turimo turadmitting abanyeshuri bacu in one of the 4 conditions. So the first condition twabonye ni igihe afite amanota hejuru ya 50 muri buri somo, ariko hano icyo nashaka kubereka this condition, this and ishobora kongera gukoreshwa nanone nka gutya, then we put our and dusanzwe tumenyereye, ariko iyo wakoresheje iriya nzira, so you need to come here, then you close twice. You close twice as you have also opened twice. I think you are getting me very well. So then like this also our program will still giving us the correct output. So let me just put, so you can see that is the same as success. So let me go there again, and then I show you another third way. Indi nzira ya gatatu niyo kudakoresha tuno zino square bracket ebyiri, ahubwo ugakoresha square bracket imwe ariko ukaza kubanza gufunga. Then here I remove one of them, then here I just bash again, bash. So you can see that still it's okay. Are you getting me? So mwebwe rero muzakoresha icyo mubona kiboroheye muri izi and notation. So we have seen that we are having 3 notations that are being used differently, so it's up to you to see which method is it very easy to me, then you just apply that message. The only way that is a bit easy to me is this one, so I don't know whether it is the same for you, but this is mine. So let me put another condition. That means I will use an elif. Are we together? Then here, I'm sorry, anga mbere yuko njya kuri else, I will use my elif. Then my elif will be this one. Then on my elif, then I will say, for example, on my elif, I'm going to check whether math is greater than, so kuri greater tukabonye ko dukoresha gt, then 50. ubwo nimba afite imibare iri hejuru ya 50 ushatse kuvuga ko nimba iyi condition itamufasha icyongereza cyamutsinze. Then ahangaha reka mpite displaying the message, then echo please do English level. So here I don't have to forget my then. So then the same as here, then another elif. Noneho mu gihe, sorry, I only need one. Then mu gihe noneho icyongereza aricyo yashyizemo amanota menshi, if it is greater than 50, then hari ikintu ndi bitangwe ndabwira echo please do math level. So ni ukuvuga hino reka nibuke, so I have to remove one, so then ni ukuvuga ngaha the message, the last message will not be fail, ariko iraza kuba pre-university student. That means if you are not successfully got admission, then that means you will be having the admission for. So let me go for the first method, like and the way. So then there is an error on math and English. So here I have only put it one, so that means I have to go there back again, and I just change and I put the second. So I've said if you use this one, so you need to put how many. So let me put the second. So the second math, let me say this one, the same, there is an error. So here bari kuma ndakeka. So successfully got the admission. So that means if I just put like this marks, so successfully got the admission. Let me then put only 56 and 22, that means ndakora icyongereza, please do English level. So let me just put then math 22 and English 77, so please do math level. Are you getting this? So then if I put, for example, 11 and 33, you are pre-university student. So that means this script can help me to just put the student in their respective classes according to the marks that they have got in the 2 exams. Then angana dushobora kureba then how can we use how can we use if on numbers, then reka turebe how can we use if on files and directories. So the first thing hano dushobora gukora script izajya ducekingira nimba ikintu umuntu yinjijemo ari file ihari. Tuzi ko file muri rusange either directory or a file, all of them they are file. Gusa directory is a special type of file, so you know it is in Linux. Kubera iki special type of file? So for example, if I just use, for example, if I have, okay, let me put my ls. Hano dufite like this, all of this they are file. Hano ntago wamenya ngo well done ni file cyangwa ni folder, ariko nimba ushobora kujya kuri well done ugakora cd well done, then unako ni folder, ariko reka wenda ngire vi. So let me just say vi file. So you can see that it is not a directory, so no such directory found. So vi file ubusanzwe irahari, so cd vi file, so this is the one, ariko ni ukuvuga itandukaniro hagati ya file na directory ni uko directory muri Linux ushobora kuyisedinga, ushobora kuyinjiramo. So that means it is having a special privilege. It is not an execution privilege nk'izo dusanzwe tuzi, but to execute it, so you can also enter in it. So nicyo kitandukanya hagati ya file na directories. So then tugiye kucekinga nimba wenda directory cyangwa file ihari cyangwa nimba idahari. So the same, we are going to use our practice script, and then on our practice script, let me say nano practice. So now practice script, let me say for example we are having our bin bash. Then here I'm going to tell to the user, please enter the name of file or directory. Then here I will read, let me say the name. So here I'm going to check if the file is existing. So then I will use my if statement. Then here I will say if, then minus it means this is the flag itucekingira nimba it is existing. Ukuvuga yaba ari file yaba ari directory, then this one niriwe checking. So as long as it will be there, then iratubwira irahari cyangwa ntayihari. So that means the message will be found, then else I will tell him, I will echo not found. Then here I will close my if. So then let me bash it. So enter the name of the file or directory. Let me say well, that means well it is not found. So I don't know, let me do ls, sorry, first file. Oh, I'm sorry, so I'm in well done, right? I'm in well done, so this is why I need to go back. Then I just nano practice. So I'm going to use like this one. So let me say for example here, going to change this, enter the file, all directory, then I will check if -e, then I just receive my file name, that means it is there. Then it will tell me, so it will tell me that echo, then here what will I put it there? I will say found, cyangwa hano mvuga ngo not found. So then I bash my practice, then enter the file or directory, then here we say, for example, well, so it is found. So let me ls in here, so you can see my well is here, but let me say, for example, well done nayo irahari, reka nshyiremo welcome, ndakeka welcome ntayihari. So let me bash this, then I put welcome zits, so it will tell me that the file is not found. Rero hari rimwe na rimwe tuba dushaka no kwandika muri file tukomeza tugacekinga nimba noneho ya file ari regular file cyangwa ari directory, kuko tuzi yuko regular file are different to directories. So that means here what am I going to do is this one. So first of all, I will go in, I will go to my practice, then here icyo ndi buze guhindura gusa, it is my flag e, then checking anybody regular file, then ndakoresha kiri. So here we say that it is a regular file, not a regular file. Then from here I'm going then to bash my script. Let me say, for example, tuzi ko well atari regular file, so iratutubwira it's not a regular file. So let me say, for example, let me create a directory mkdl, let me call it gile, then this is a directory called gile, then I'm going to bash, then I just put my gls here, so it will tell me that is not a regular file kubera it is a directory. So in order to check whether a certain file is a regular file or it is a directory, we use slash f, flag f. So then let's go here, nimba turi gushaka gucekinga nimba ari directory the same, then we put flag g, then here we say it's a directory. Let me say, for example, it's a directory, all, it's not a directory. So if I put it like this, then if I bash it, so tuzi yuko ya well ari directory, so iratubwira it's a directory. Murumva yuko, so there's nothing difficult from there. Twegereza rero uburyo dushobora kwandika muri ya file yacu. Tuzi yuko kugira ngo wandike muri file tugomba kuba twacekinze nimba ufite right permission, and to view the files with the right permission, for example, is this one, -l. So that means, for example, I want to write, so this is a vi file, it is a file if it read and write. So in order to add, let me say, for example, we want to use this test. Test is a file that is having a read and write. So in order to change gmod, then minus reka nkureho write kuri test yanjye, then if I just run again this -r, you will see that my test is only having the reading permission. So let me give it back the right permission, and as kubona yuko now then my test is having right permission. So then ngaha kugira ngo ducekinge then nimba file runaka ifite permission, then reka manze nyikureho, then turangiza then tusubire kuri ya practice yacu. Nano practice, so tujya kureba nimba iriya test ifite right permission, so akoresha w, so then ndahita mvuga hano ngo the file has right permission. The file does not have right permission. So I think you are able to see from here. So turaza kubona yuko then from here what am I going to do is only bash practice. Let me put my test. So rather the file does not have right permission. So let me go back and then I put right permission test. Then I bash script again, I put test. So you can see that the file has right permission. So ni ukuvuga rero igihe tumaze kureba nimba ifite right permission, dushobora no kugenda tukayandikamo. Hari scenario rero tugomba gukurikiza kugira twandike muri file. Icya mbere ni ukumaze tukareba mbese ya file irahari, icya kabiri tukareba mbese ya file ifite right permission, icya gatatu tugahita twandikamo ibintu muri ya file yacu. So this is what we are going to do. I think we are together from here. So ariko nanone ushobora gukenera ngo mbese ndashaka kumenya mbese file yanjye iri empty cyangwa ntabwo iri empty. Okay, let me see whether I remember it. So let me practice kugira ngo tumenye nimba ifite iri empty ndetse dukoresha flag e. So let me say for example the file is empty. Is not empty. So then bash practice, let me say my test. So file is empty. Let me see it test. So you can see that my file is not empty if it win. So the problem then, where is the problem? My problem is in here. So the file is not empty, then is empty. Let's practice then, I put my test, then the file is not empty. Let me create another file. Let me say for example touch empty file. Then here I just run my script, then I run my empty, and I say empty file. So you can see the file is not empty. Why? Okay, I think ndakeka nshobora kuba nibeshye for this thing. Let me try S and then I see if it is empty. It's not empty. And then bash practice. Let me say for example test. So test is empty. ese ko mbyishe if it is empty hano igomba kuhita imbwira is not empty ndi kwibeshya kuri message. This one is empty. Let me say for example bash iyo twashyizemo ni yitwa empty file, right? Empty file, so excellent. So if I just put something then in my empty, let me say for example my empty let me see it here. Let me see it empty file. You can see that it is empty, there's nothing in there. So let me say then here, let me say for example another empty file, then I'm going to add something welcome, then I run again my bash script. So then I put empty file, so it is not empty. Why? Because if I just run this, you can see that it's having something. Okay, I got it. So we use the flag -s. Then on permissions, I think we have checked them. Then ikintu tugiye kureba no tugiye kureba how can we then append something on our file. Twabonye ikintu cya mbere tugomba kureba no kureba mbese is our file existing, is it having the right permission yo kuwritinga, then twarangiza tugahita dushyiramo ibintu. Ariko nanone ushobora kongera ukavuga ngo ndashaka no kuzajya checkinga nimba itari empty bar, ibyo ngibyo byo it is another if. Nitubona ibyo ngibyo za if ebyiri nested if, then we can do everything. So let me then nano use this thing practice. So ikintu cya mbere tugiye kubanza kureba reading a file. Nitumara reading a file, then the first thing that we are going to check if is the file is existing. Nuvuga niba existing ngomba kuba iri na regular file. This one nkoresheje f, are we together, not e. Then nimara kugeramo hano, then ndaza guhita nshyiraho indi if, and then in my if I'm going to check whether my file is having right permission. So -w, then here my file name. So nimba ifite right permission, then I do something. So what will I do? I will then cut, then I put anything in there, then in where will I put it? So I will write everything in my file name. Ariko mbere yuko ngera hano, I need to tell to the user, then I will tell to the user echo enter anything. So then from here I will have my else, then echo the file does not have right permission. So then from here else, then hano ndaza guhita mubwira no search file found. Then I'm just running it. So let me bash my practice, enter, let me say test. So the syntax error ya token else, that means else yanjye ntabwo ifunze, I think so. Then I nano my practice, so iyi ngiyi irafunze ariko iyi ngiyi ntabwo ifunze, so that's why I need to come here before this. Then I close it from here, then I bash my practice again, let me put test, so enter anything there. Welcome again to this tutorial. Then from here I want to clear out everything. So if I see a test now, you can see that test is having kugera hahandi guteranyaho these things ibi byajemo. Now we together guys. So ibyo twongereyeho, it is this one which is different igihe dushaka no overwriting. If you want to overwrite, then I will come here, then I only put overwrite. So then from here, let me clear out, let me bash practice, enter, the directory is test. If our friends have gone, so no kuvuga izi nyandiko ziravuze ngo izi inshuti zazo zagiye, and here we are having these things. So if then we see a t-test, we can see that now our friends have gone. So our friends have gone in your test unit dusigaranye. So this is how we can overwrite and how we can append things on our files. Then mbere yuko ngera kuri for loop, ndashaka no tubanze dukore kuri arithmetic operators. So the operators, logical operators twazirangije ko twabonye kuri logical twabonye and na all. So we've been able to use and all in our practice. Then we are going to do for other operators like addition, subtraction, and something like that. Okay, so let me say okay, bino byose reka mbikuyemo. So then from here, let me say for example echo, enter the first number, then let me read for example read A, then I will ask him again enter the second number, then let me read for example B, and if I echo A plus B, so you can see that it can be running a murebe, it will be like an error. Why? Kubera yuko ibyo turi gushaka ntabwo byo bivuze kuba displayed, ahubwo biratwandikira ibyo twayihaye. Enter the first number, let me say this and this, so it is going to displaying A plus B. Are you getting this? That means now A iri kuba taken from there, and many people are saying that plus it is because I didn't put here dollar sign, and here also dollar sign, but here also what will be coming, it is nothing other than enter the first number. So you can see that it could printing it out also these numbers, kandi icyo dushaka twe turashaka ibitego. So how can we then solve that issue? Then here what will I do is this one, we come here, we will use something like that, like this. So this is the first way to do it. So here then I just close twice, and here I put a dollar sign, and then I open twice, then let me run, and then I see whether the expected output can come. So you can see now the total is this one, right? So then you can also tell to the user this summation of A and B is let's go then. So the summation of this one and this one is this one. So the same, you can do it on any other operator. So let me say, for example, I want for the subtraction. So here I will only change the subtraction of A and B is the 1. So then I just put this one and the 3. So the subtraction of this and this is this one. So ahantu rero tugomba kwitaho cyane ni igihe bigeze kuri times. So let me show you how on times bigenda. Kuri times then iyo ugeze hano, for example, let me come here, then I say I'm putting this one. So let me come here, then I say the multiplication of these things and is that one. So let me say, for example, so you can see the multiplication of the, wow, it is working, right? It is working, which is very good. So ubundi ku yandi ma system biba bisaba yuko hano kuri multiplication you put a slash kugira igaragaze ko ari multiplication. So ahangaha tugize imana bise bikora, ariko nubona iri kuguha error then uzamenye ko ari icyo kibazo, then you go there and then you correct it. Okay, so then let me say, for example, this is now in arithmetic operations z'imibare itari ibice. So then let me say umuyuza yashizemo imibare y'ibice. So nimba umuyuza yashizemo imibare y'ibice, let me say here, for example, subtraction is the 1. So let me say, for example, here the multiplication of this one. So let me say, let me start with the addition again. The addition is that one. Then on this addition, let me say, for example, we are having this A, then plus B, but here there's something that I need to provide. It is this one. So then let me enter the first number, let me say this one, and the second number is this one. So standard syntax error, there is a label character on the first line. So let me, for example, say that this is the program, and let me use a simple program that will be helping me. Let me, for example, say A is equal, let me say 20. It's no mean of using this one, so let me just echo out only to see where is the error. Let me say, for example, 20.6, then plus, let me say 10. Then I put my BC. Let me run. Okay, so you can see how we do it. How we do it, you first of all just put your things in there like this, and then you use this symbol. So ntabwo ndi gushaka kubitaho umwanya mwinshi cyane, ahubwo nuko ndi kugira ngo twihute kugira tutorial itaza kuba ndende. So here let me work on something like the switch case. Tuvuge ko turi gukora the program, the script that will be helping us to receive a number from the user. After receiving the number from the user, then izajye itubwira nimba umubare ari kuwa mbere kwa kabiri. Tuzi ko kwenda kuwa mbere, the first day of the week is Sunday, the second day is Monday, the last day or the 7th day of the week is Saturday. So let's do like this application that will be helping us. So let me say, for example, we are going to do that application. So you tell to the user, please enter any number. So let me read the number that the user has entered. After reading the number, then I'm going to use my case. I think I need to close my case. I will be closing my SAC. Tuziko muri normal programming way. So we use the switch, something like this. We use switch. Then iyo twamaga switch twarafunguraga itangiriye nahirangiriye. So the same as here. Then you also have to show where my cases are starting from. Then also I need to close where all of them they are ending from. So here we just say case. Which am I going to switch? I'm going to switch my number, the number, then in this one. So here the first thing ngiye kureba ni igihe noneho the user has entered 1. So if the user has entered 1, then I will echo Sunday. And if the user has entered 2, let me first see whether this one works. So let me, for example, see this one, bash practice and the number, so it is Sunday, right? So then let me come again here. So I'm going to have the second case, which is 2, and this 2 of mine, it will be having echo Monday. Let me have another case, which is case 3. So then on my case 3, it will be echo Tuesday. So urabona it is this one. So yeah, also ikintu kugira ngo tuze kubona, it is the default case uyu muza yashyizemo case tariyo. So here I will tell him echo invalid day. So this is the example. I will tell him invalid day. So let me bash again, bash practice, enter a number, let me say 3. There's a syntax error, so that means I'm going to learn 7 without even just finishing that one. So nibagiwemo breaks. So here, if we want the case, we need to break. Here also I need to come here and then I break out. Break. Okay, let me save the bash. Let me say 3 Tuesday. Let me say 8 invalid day. So you can see that we need to go and break everywhere. So uku niko twakoresha switch statement. So then without delaying, let me go very faster to loops. Twebwe kwenda dushaka kwandika the program that will be helping us to print out 10 numbers dukoresheje loops. So the first loop that I'm going to write, it is to use my while loop. So then I can tell to the user, please enter the number. Then what was age? No one do here but right. So okay. Then while the number that is has entered is, for example, less than 10, then so this do, and this what we call done. So what will it do? It will print out the value of number. But here, as you can see, there's something that I need. And then I will put 1. So this problem, since I had kino kibazo kiri, Let me go back to my practice. Let me sleep, then I see. And then ndyamyeho gakeya. Sleep 1, sorry. Sleep 1. Ndeba ahantu ikibazo kiri. So I just put 1. So it is going, right? Just kuvuga yuko ntabwo, oh, I didn't increment. So then from here, what am I going to do? I'm going to put the incrementation. So reka nkuremo sleep ntiyari igiye kumfasha kugira ndebe ahubwo I need to increment. So I need to come here then increment. Then I would say number plus plus, sorry. Number plus plus. So I just go like this. Bash, then I put 1. So wow, it is working. So then hari umuntu uri ushaka kuvuga ngo noneho turagusaba yuko ukora application izajya idisplaying imibare kuva umubare umuyobozi amaze gushyiraho, umubare wose yashyiramo displaying iyo mibare irimo hagati aho ngaho kugera wenda ku ijana. Nimba ashyizemo 5 bwira displaying 6 kugera ku ijana. Nimba ashyizemo 100 irahita displaying 100 gusa. So we need to use a loop called until loop. So this is why here I'm going to show how can we use until loops. Okay. Then our until loop, it will be like a while loop, but here we say until then. Until the number is greater than ijana. Let me say n'icumi ariko nta kibazo. Then izajya displaying the number. Then after displaying the number, so this is it, okay? So let me say for example I want to bash this. So nishyiramo 5 display 5 6 8 9 10. So nishyiramo 7 ira display 5 8 9 10. So you understand that until loop can help us in like these ways of programming. So let's go then to the last loop tugiye kurebaho uyu munsi, which is for loop. Then we know that our for loop is having 2 ways of using it. So the first one, let me just show you the easiest one and the first one that many people are using. So let me say for example I need this. So let me say this. So let me say for example I in, let me say 1 to 10. Then what is the incrementation of which cya mbere cyo kivuze initialization, icya kabiri kivuze condition, ahubwo turatangira kuri 1 turenga ku 10 kandi turagenda incrementing aho rimwe. Then we echo our number. So we go bash practice. So it is there. So nimba rero dushaka ko wenda iri buze kuzajya incrementing aho kabiri, nubwo iraduha ibisubizo ariko bigiye hariho mo span ya kabiri. So you can see irimo 3 6 7. So nimba ushaka 3 the same, so you will come here then you put your 3 there. So then it will be there. So you can see 3 kagiye muri 3. What is this? Bash 1 2 3. No, I didn't do that. Okay, and then I bash, then urabona ririmo 4 7 10. So then hari iyindi for loop then abantu benshi cyane bakunda gukoresha, ari for loop dusanzwe tunakoresha nko muri C programming. So that for loop then I think it can be very easy for you kubera yuko many people are using it. And this one it will require us to put in 2. Then for I, for number, for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, then I plus plus, then do done. Here there is no incrementation because the incrementation has been done in there way. So then here I will print out my I. So then if I bash this thing, so you can say that it's very good. So here then ushobora gushyiramo any control you want nkuko tubonye, as long as you know how to use these loops, you only just put this condition and also the statement as you want. So thank you guys, thank you for watching this part 1 tutorial, and I think if you have any comment, then ushobora kujya hariya muri comment below munsi ya video ugasiga comment yawe. Also don't hesitate to write me to the bar, then I'll get the feedback to you back. So I think this is enough for today, then see you next time.